Hi, Patricia. I'm going to respond to your post on the mean, median, and mode. When I'm learning something new, I like to apply it to things that I'm familiar with, and especially in math. Math for me is like another language. And so if I can apply it to something in my life or something that I'm familiar with, then it helps me a lot. And even though the mean, median, and mode, they're not that difficult. But if we have a test and we're asked when would you use the median and when would you use the mode, then it kind of helps me to have these real life examples so that I can remember. So I went online and I found a website called Quora, Quora, and they had several examples of using the mean, the median, and the mode. And now your post mentioned the mode as the number that occurs most often, and a real life situation where we might want to calculate the mode could be for salaries. And the website gave an example of a very small town where people all worked in the factory, and one of the factory workers was a millionaire. And so if we use a measure like the mean to try to compare the salaries of the whole town, the income would be thrown off because that one person has such a high salary. So this would be an example where the mode would be the most useful in the real world because it tells you what most of the pieces of the data are doing within the set of information. And then the mean is often used in research, in academics, and in sports. And the website gave an example of a baseball game and a player's batting average. And I'm not a great baseball fan, but it kind of helps to be able to apply the information to something that is pretty common, which I'm not sure if you live in the United States, so maybe it's not so common for you. But the batting average is a number that represents a total number of the player's hits divided by the number of times the player has been at bat. So another example would be a final grade, like in our class. And the final grade is usually calculated by using the mean. And so the mean represents the total number of points that we can score in the class divided by the number of possible points. So hopefully we all do very well in this class. So the mean is probably the most common type of average, but the median can also express the average of a group. And the median number in a group refers to the point where half the numbers are above the median and the other half are below it. So usually like in the newspaper or news reports, we hear about median salaries of a country. So when the average income for a country is discussed, the median is usually the measure that's used because it represents the middle of the group. Now, the mean allows very high and very low scores to sway the outcome, but the median is the best measure of the center of a group of data. So I hope these real-life examples help, and thank you very much for listening.